Somewhat tragically, I neglected to record myself catching the rest of the Kami trio, and because I realized that it sounds like I'm pronouncing that a certain way, that's K-A-M-I, not C-O-M-M-I-E, as in... Never mind. But to be honest, I think that's all well and good because these things are really and truly a massive pain to catch. And I think I've unfortunately reached the point in the game where I don't feel like going out of my way to acquire any more Pokemon. So this might be a little abrupt, but I think I'm going to call this Let's Play here. I'm probably going to continue exploring the world on my own time, and who knows, maybe someday I will indeed achieve 100% completion in the Pokedex. But this is the point in the game where I think it's starting to feel more like a chore than a game, so I see no reason to drag it out for any longer than I have to. This game is great. I wasn't entirely sure what to expect going into this thing. I wasn't sure if it was going to be The Legend of Zelda but Pokemon like the marketing was leading me to believe, or if it was going to be just like a walking simulator but Pokemon like some other parts of the internet were leading me to believe. And honestly, this game really feels like its own thing. And I've pointed out parts of the game that I like and parts of the game that I don't like throughout, but because I like to do little miniature reviews whenever I end a Let's Play, this is a really cool world. I really like seeing the world of Pokemon in the past. I know that over the course of the last 70-ish videos, I've had all kinds of guesses as to what exactly the time period that this game is taking place in was supposed to be. I'm pretty sure that I've guessed everywhere from, like, the Stone Age to, like, 19th century. And I did go and look it up, and the game is supposed to take place more during, like, the Meiji era in Japanese history, which would be the early 19th century. But the world of Pokemon is vast, and the idea of seeing things like how people respond to Pokemon before the days of catching Pokemon in Pokeballs and how people live alongside them and work against them and that kind of thing, I think that's a really cool concept. I know that there has been a lot of chatter on the internet about like a future Legends games. Legends Kyurem tends to come up a lot in particular. I don't know if that's going to happen soon or even ever, but I'd definitely be down for it. Legends Johto, Legends anything else, honestly, I would totally play. I've said before, and I will stand by, that this game really actually manages to make what you would consider level grinding fun, because you're not just watching a bar go up, you're actively trying to participate in a battle, you're trying to sneak up behind Pokemon and catch them, you're trying to, like, use different moves on them to get Pokedex credit. And even though mechanically a lot of what you do in this game would be considered level grinding, it doesn't feel that way. It feels engaging, it feels interesting, it feels like there's a point to what you're doing a lot of the time other than watching the numbers go up. I like how most of the side quests in this game revolved around Pokemon and learning things about Pokemon. Some of them might have been as simple as, can you just catch me this Pokemon and show me what it looks like? Some of them might have been more complicated, like, can you do a certain thing with a certain Pokemon? Or can you do a certain thing that might shine a light on a certain Pokemon's personality? And there are definitely a few stupid side quests. The Weasel side quest, I don't understand. I caught like 30 of the things and none of them were big enough, and I'm not really inclined to go back for more. The dowsing side quests, I did a whole rant about the dowsing mechanics in this game. I don't like them in a lot of other recent games, I don't like them in this game. If we're not going to go back to the days of Gen 4 or Gen 5 when we've just got the douse machine on the bottom screen, then I'd be perfectly happy to never have that mechanic return again. But in the grand scheme of things, that's a really minor nitpick. My only other real complaint about this game, and I honestly wouldn't even frame it as a complaint rather than just something that I'd like to see expanded on in potential future Legends Arceus games, is that as much fun as it was to run around and explore the game, it really did have a lot of open space with not much in it. And while that's fine and even good for conveying a sense of pristine open wilderness that nobody's ever really explored until you came along, I think it does miss a few opportunities for really giving you a sense of place in the world if you were to find ruins and if you could actually engage with the ruins in ways other than just looking at them, or that one side quest in the Snowlands which implied people were here before you but didn't really offer much more than that. I think including more things like that would really feel good, and again, serve to make the player feel like they're in a particular time and place. And it goes without saying that this was a pretty big game, and for all I know, the dev team certainly could have wanted to do more things like that, but time constraints meant that things like that tended to be lower on the triage list. But all the same, I would like to see a little bit more like that in a potential future Legends Kyurem or Legends Ho-Oh or Legends Rayquaza or whatever game. I'm I'm reminded of some comments that I made way back when I did the Let's Play Pokemon Sword 4 years ago, when I said it felt like the wild areas were Game Freak like practicing or testing the waters for a bigger concept that really properly developed those, like the wild area idea, and then Legends Arceus was announced and I said, yep, that makes sense, and now I finished playing Legends Arceus and definitely see the DNA of the wild area and later the Crown Tundra expansion from Sword and Shield, and definitely feels like this is something that they've been working towards for several games now. I still haven't played Scarlet and Violet. Now that I'm done with this game, I really need to sit down and play Scarlet. Anyway, that's Pokemon Legends Arceus. I really enjoyed this. Thank you all for watching. I hope you got some entertainment value out of this. Next, I'm going to continue posting game dev videos as I usually do, and probably in, I'm going to say 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to start working on my next Let's Play. Not going to say what that is, but it's something that I've wanted to do for many, many years. Again, I hope you all enjoyed that, and I will see you all later.